right, peace y'all. Happy Friday. How y'all feeling? How y'all flowing? Let's get into it. I kind of want to use this space right now just to talk about different challenges that come up for me and that may resonate with other people in my community, and the insight that I gained through navigating them. And so today I just want to talk about situationships, because we all experience them, we've all been in them. I think if you've never been in a situationship, call me so that you can teach me a thing or two, because I be getting myself in situationships and then I be having a hard time getting out of them. And so my most recent tryst, my most recent love affair really threw me off my square. Like, I consider myself a 10 toes down shorty, but when it comes to this situation, it really fucked me up. And so as I was just processing my emotions around it and just processing what the fuck was that, I realized I felt like I just was having such a hard time, because it kind of created this schism for me in my psyche of just learning a more evolved perception of love, but then being in this situation where it's I was not being treated the way that I deserved to be treated, but what I had been conditioned to believe love was, I felt like this person loved me and that I loved them. But then the more evolved side of me was with someone who really loves you, man, don't do that. On the camera, now it's not in this black household. Come on, please. So, you're literally a black cat. Please, act right, act accordingly. But yeah, so then having that on one side of feeling we have this intense emotions and this intense connection and attachment, and that's love. But then the other side of me someone who really loves you, they wouldn't treat you like that. And some of the ways that I behaved weren't love. And so I was just sitting there and I'm just all right, these two aspects of myself and my thought processes are just they're not on the same page. There's no overlap between them. So it really just felt like my phone overheated. So now we're back. As I was saying, so it was really just having this internal war of having these two different aspects of myself that just totally weren't on the same page. And it was almost a low-level schizophrenic experience, because there was literally just a schism in my mind, and it was going in two different directions. And so I kind of just had to sit with that for a second, and as I sat with that and just was thinking about how can I bring wholeness to these two opposing aspects of myself, all these downloads started coming in. And it really just I don't know if I've ever had such a mindset perspective shift in such a profound way as this. And it really was just the realization that love and care are not the same thing. And what made me realize this is because when I'm talking about learning a more evolved perspective on love, a couple of principles that I've now chosen to adopt as my own personal philosophy of love are, one, which I got this from a Comedic Winter Solstice course that I did, led by Ra Amen of the Asar Aset Society. And in there, it talks about love being the quality of doing things expecting nothing in return. And I'm okay, this is a principle I can get behind. This resonates with me. And then the other one is coming from All About Love by Bell Hooks, which a dear friend gifted to me. And it's that love and abuse cannot coexist. And then the third one, which kind of came after these downloads, but I'll still share it here, is that God is love. And so adopting these now as my philosophy of love, and then comparing them to this experience where it just wasn't that, like, you know, experiencing slight mental and emotional abuse. Like, I'm not gonna demonize this person, but you know, and you know, my own toxicity coming out in different ways of like giving and having all these expectations and all these things. So like, I definitely played my own role in things. And this isn't really what that video is about, so I'm not gonna go too deeply into it, but just being able to be like, okay, these things that I'm learning about love resonate with me, but they don't resonate with what I've been believing love to be up until this point, which is this like super intense emotional experience with a lot of highs and lows, and like this deep connection that then becomes like a deep attachment even when things become unhealthy and all these things. And so yeah, that leads me to here being like, wow, like love and care are not the same thing, and I've been confusing them, and that shit has been fucking me up. And so then I just like kept going with it, and it was like, love and care are not the same things. And also, someone can care about you, but because there are different degrees to caring, someone can care about you and not be careful with you. Someone can care about you and still attempt to manipulate or abuse you. Someone can care about you and still not commit to you or be loyal to you. Someone can care about you and still not choose you. And so many different things just came up for me in that moment, but it was just really, really such a powerful shift to take, and it was liberating in a way, because then, you know, operating off the principle about love is giving without expecting anything in return, it's just like, that's challenging to do. And so it kind of helped me let go of the idea of even loving other people or having other people love me, and just more shift into what does it mean to be a loving person. And that's something that I learn more and grow more in every day, and realizing like we can't really love each other. We can only really do our best to be loving people, and then that love just extends out to anyone who's in our sphere. And so yeah, it then had me go and kind of like do some script rewriting over the situationship, and realizing like me and this person, we care deeply about each other, but we're both learning to be loving people, and that care did not extend into the treatment that I know that I need in that sort of relationship. And then always got to take it back to myself, like writing a script for myself of, I am learning how to be a loving person, and I am a very caring person, but the traumas and conditionings that I'm still working through sometimes cause me to not be careful with the people who I care about, because when I'm triggered, then I start moving from a place of my defense mechanism and my own perceived emotional and or physical safety, then in my mind becomes more important than someone else's well-being. And that's the work that I have to do to become a more loving person, to not automatically shift into those defense mechanisms, but to be able to keep my composure a little more and respond instead of react. And then I even took it to my parents, because that was, I think, the hardest part about the principle that I got from Bell Hooks, of that love and abuse cannot coexist together. Because growing up in the Black community, like a lot of normalized abuse happens, and that's something that I've had to like come to terms with now, becoming an adult and, you know, wanting to have a family of my own, and just like working through my own traumas of like having that thought of like, my parents love me, but then they also like treated me in these certain ways, and they don't necessarily line up. And then now, you know, having this insight and being able to be like, just like me, my parents are learning to be loving people, and they care about me so deeply, like more than anyone else in the world, but they too have their own traumas and conditionings that at times made it challenging for them to be loving people. And so you know, abuse did occur in various forms at different times, but I can forgive them because I know that they're just learning to be loving people just like I am. And like, yeah, like we're all just doing our best to be loving people, and we all are caring people in our own way. And again, there's degrees to care. My phone overheated again, but that's okay. I was pretty much wrapping it up. Yeah, I was just saying, you know, we're all caring people, and there's different degrees to our caring. And I think really the culmination of the lesson for me was learning what type of care resonates with me and what type of care I need, and then placing people accordingly. Like, you know, I'm still learning to accept that certain people that I care deeply about are not able to care about me in the way that I need, and so I have to, you know, place them in certain places in my life. And that's something that's still challenging for me. So that's like the part of the lesson that I'm still working through. But like, the logic behind it is there, that it's like I can't force someone to have a certain capacity of care. It's just like, cool, that's what you have to offer. Like I was telling my friend, it's like a football field. Like someone's right there in the touchdown zone with me. Like we're able to care for each other in the way that we both need. And then someone's all the way on the other side. Someone's at the midway line, and some people can't even come in the stadium. And that's just how it is. And now I'm just doing the work to be able to accept that and to stand 10 toes down in it. You feel me? So yeah, that's it for today. I'll catch y'all next time. I do want to leave a plug here that I'm going to be offering a support group community soon. And we're going to be talking about different things like this. And like, it's just really a place where I want Black women to be able to gather, to come together, and to feel seen and heard, and to be able to share our experiences in a safe place and receive support and receive love, and learn how to be more loving people together, learn how to create lives that we enjoy together, and really just come together, because I think that's what I would love more of in my life is just community. And so I really want to hold space for that. So stay tuned for more details coming soon. I don't know if I'll have them by the time I drop this video. If so, there will be a link somewhere, but if not, I'll be sharing it very, very soon so that we can rise together. That's the name of the community, RHIZE, RHIZE. You're watching this? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, okay, I'll catch you guys next time. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And yeah, peace. Love y'all.